Start streaming. Okay. Hopefully this goes well. Oh man, I'm tired. I'm so tired. Oh jeez. I'll just give it a few moments, waiting for other people to join the stream. Um, but yeah, give it like a minute or so. Started. Do 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 do. Dibby 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 do. I hope I gave people the right link. Oh man. Ugh, tired from all the biking. Okay, it's been a minute. I think I can just go ahead and start, and people who watch this in the future will just, yeah, be there at the beginning. Can't hold it off for too much longer, right? Hello, and welcome, patrons, subscribers, family, friends, followers, supporters, and generally anybody who happens to stumble across my videos. This is Johnston Blackhorse. Hello, and I welcome you to another. Hold on, I gotta get comfortable. I'm sitting all crooked. Okay, welcome you to another How to Art with me, your drawing host, Johnston Blackhorse. Hooray! Hooray! I'm sorry, I'm a little bit out of it. I just got done biking to a place for an hour. Had to sit in a friggin' room for an hour and talk about stupid stuff, and then took me an hour to bike back. And yeah, just ugh, ugh, biking for a good part of the afternoon. But anyway, on with the lesson, or just let's get this lesson started. Okay. So someone had suggested to do perspective, but involving the body. Like how do you draw the human form in perspective? Well, I guess we'll go ahead and just do 1 point perspective, and we'll do like a low angle. Going to draw like a vanishing point up here, right up here. I don't know if anyone can see it. Hope people can see it. Anyway, from the vanishing point, I'm just going to draw a couple straight lines. So, going to be more or less straightforward with this 1 point perspective. And then maybe later we'll tackle some 2 point perspective, and I don't think we're going to get all crazy and get into some 3 point perspective, but yeah, we'll see. Probably not. I wouldn't hold my breath. So I'm going to draw like a line in this in here for, oh hey, Rudy Hoshino. Welcome to the chat. Rudy Hoshino says hello. So I'm just going to rough in like a very sketchy figure. So again, like this horizontal line is going to represent the shoulder. I'm just going to go down, continue going down with perspective, and with this human figure, going to draw another horizontal line over here, and that's going to be like the waistline. So the pelvic region would fit in this box right about here. Oh, Rudy Hishino is wow. You have a lot of different names, but hey, how's it going, my lady? Actually, I think this waistline might be a little too low, so I'm just gonna sketch a little higher. So many names to keep track of. Well, I guess I'm guilty of the same thing because I go by different pseudonyms as well. Johnston Blackhorse is my real name. Then I have Natus_01, then Behawk, then Rule 34 Rocks. For a little while, I was also known as Din Din Art. Um, and there are like a couple other pseudonyms that I haven't yet revealed, but more kind of still do artwork for. Well, it's been a while since I've messed with some of them. But anyway, okay, so got the waist here, and I'm gonna draw like these ellipses to represent the pelvic bone a little bit, little bit. And from the pelvic bone, like we got the joints here on the side, which are the what was it? Was it the tibia or was it the femur? Yeah, I think it's the femur. It's like the big bone in your leg. Man, someday I ought to learn these these bone names by heart. You think I'd know by now because all the times I reference this anatomy book. But yeah, it's the femur. So I'm going to roughen the femur a little bit here on one side and have it come down. Of course, like since it's in perspective, it's going to get bigger as it gets closer to the viewer. Let me extend this 1-point perspective. Let me fit it into the area a bit better. Let me just go straight down. And I'm just going to focus on one side and then I'm going to mirror it. So I'm just going to be kind of cheating a little bit, but oh well. So the femur is going to come down, and of course it's going to get bigger because it's in perspective. And here is the parts of the knee, and here we have the tibia and the fibula. I can't remember how you say it. On the side here. So we have our roughed in pelvis on this one side, the femur all sketched in on this side. Then I'm going to sketch in the rib cage a little bit. And remember, it's going to be in perspective, and the rib cage is the basic shape for the rib cage is egg-shaped. And in perspective, of course, like the bottom of it's going to be a bit bigger as well, but we'll keep it roughly lined in with the shoulder and the hip bone here. Gonna lightly erase this so I can show some detail of the clavicle, which connects to the sternum, and the sternum is gonna, of course, be connected to the rib cage. And I'm just gonna rough in the rib cage a little bit. And remember, the sternum is going to have like a somewhat of a business tie type shape to it. Here we have the arm bone.
Ah, man, Blackhorse, you suck at anatomy.
Well, at least knowing the names anyway. Now, let's see. Let me look at this skeletal structure here, because yeah, I was right. Now I was about to say general like generalization or general measurement for the humerus. Of course, it's called the humerus because it's the funny bone. Anyway, the humerus at the shoulder, it kind of starts at the shoulder at the top here, and then more or less measures up with the rib cage. But since it's at a perspective here, like we have to gauge that it's somewhere in between like this top part here and then the bottom of the rib cage here. Because if we tried to like measure it up like right here exactly with the bottom of the rib cage, then we have like this weird long humerus. So we got to remember that we're drawing this in perspective. So if this humerus were lying straight right at the side, like parallel with the rib cage, it's like the bottom of the rib cage would kind of be right about here. So that's where we're gonna put the end of the humerus here. And as far as how these bones connect, don't want to get into it because I personally I didn't really study how like a lot of the bones connect except for the knee joint, because like one of the hardest things to draw, especially for me, is the knees. So I did a bit of study on how the knee joints or the knee bones or the bones around the knee area connect. So you have like a kind of a spool shape here at the end of the femur, and then you have the tibia, which pretty much directly connects to the femur, and then you have the kneecap in between those two, and then wait, this is the tibia. Did I call it the fibula? Shoot, I'm backwards. I don't know. The tibia and then the fibula on the side here. But as far as the how the elbow connects, I admit I should like do some study into that, but I don't know. I'm lazy. Anyway, so the end of the radius and the ulna in your forearm kind of go below the hip joint right here, where the femur connects to the pelvic bone, and I'm just gonna rough in just like a rudimentary shape of a hand. Don't want to get into too much detail, especially with all the bones. Them bones, them dry bones. Yeah, it is complicated, more or less. Okay, so we have like the. Oh wait, hold on. Let me kind of rough in the. I guess I should rough in the skull in perspective. I'm just going to do one side because I'm going to mirror it. If he's in perspective, like he's going to be looking straight forward somewhere. If I tried to draw the skull straight on, like it'd look like the skull would be just like looking down on us. But if you want to learn perspective, you gotta learn how to rough in these things in perspective. So if the skull's going to be looking straight forward, if we're going to be looking at this figure at a low angle, gotta learn how to draw it as such. And what helps me is that I have this anatomy book to refer to every now and then, like when I'm having issue, like trying to remember what a specific bone in the skeleton looks like. Let me get the book on camera. Let me activate this. Oh shit! I don't have it activated. Wait, is it this one? Yeah, here we go. This is the book I use, The Atlas of Human Anatomy for the Artist by Stephen Rogers Peck. And as you can see, like all the anatomical drawings that he has in here are just all illustrated. And they do have like photos of models posing, and it's just it's an amazing book to refer to because it's all drawn from like an artist's perspective. And see, you have like a lot of skull studies that the illustrator did. So this is a book that comes that I highly recommend, and you should check it out. Again, it's Atlas of Human Anatomy for the Artist, Stephen Rogers Peck. So look into it, order it. Just fucking, it's an amazing book, and it's the book that I always come back to. I do have like several more anatomy books, but this one is friggin', it's a keeper. Anyway, back to this thing. So yeah, just pick up that book, or just maybe compile like a bunch of anatomy reference in your spare time, like muscle anatomy, skeletal anatomy. Just look it up on Google, download what you need to download, and just study it. Sketch the stuff. I'm just throwing in teeth. These teeth aren't accurate, so yeah, keep that in mind. And just letting everyone know again that this Photoshop file that I'm working in will be available for download once I post this video on my Patreon. And to accompany it, like there will be a downloadable attachment with this the Photoshop file that I'm using right now. Alrighty. So here we have the rough skeletal sketch on one side, so I'm just going to go ahead and mirror that. Transform, flip horizontal, and just bring it right in there. Just shove it right in there. Deselect, and there we have a rough skeletal structure for a standing human pose in perspective at a low angle. So I'm going to create a new layer. I'm going to select the color blue. I'm going to start sketching over the skeletal structure and just kind of bring down the opacity a bit. Bruri says, awesome reference material. That it is. I've had this book since college. I bought this book while I was going to, what's up with my flow's down. I bought this book while I went to a 2-year college for animation, and it was junk. The school itself was garbage, but the only thing it did offer me was an opportunity to cultivate contacts and to get myself or to familiarize myself with the animation tools and programs utilized by the industry. So again, like I did with the skeletal structure, I'm just going to be drawing in one side of this human figure, and then I'm going to flip it, just to save some time. Maybe then we can, if we have time, just get to uh, maybe another, like a 2-point perspective. And I might be going pretty fast here, but again, like I've studied like the human anatomy, like utilizing this atlas of human anatomy for the artist, and just by poring over the pages and studying it, and even like good practices to copy a lot of the illustrations, just freehand, just take the book and just copy like what you can from the book itself, and that will get you familiarized with how to draw several of these bones, and get you familiarized with how to draw like a lot of the anatomical structure, especially the muscle and skin and tone and everything like that. And Rudy says, and yet you draw freehand so well. Thank you. But it all comes from like a lot of study. So by using this rough skeletal structure as reference, I know like where and how a lot of these muscles wrap around the skeleton, and where the fatty tissues are, and this and that, while keeping in mind like the important like skeletal structure and the was it not sinew, well, like where the muscles connect to the bone, more or less. And the belly button, like this is just a little drawing note, but the belly button sits right in this crevice between um, these abdominal muscles. You got it sits right below the second set of abdominal muscles right here. So there you have your belly button, and then you have the rest of your six pack right there. Then you have your obliques, which wrap around toward the abdominals. Just sketching in the pectorals. Do 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 do. Oh, excuse me. I am not going to detail his little region here, so I'm just going to give him a banana hammock. Bananas! You got your little bit of a gluteus maximus kind of sticking through right under there, right under the banana hammock. Feel like I drew some of these muscles a little too straight on. Oh wow, his arms are bony. He's a lanky man. Let's get some meat on them bones. But not too much. Don't want him too swole. Oh wow, here's a new individual. Looks like he's got a Russian name, but it also says Cherry Boy at the end. Cherry Boy says, I've been studying perspective for the past few months. The guidelines really helped with scenarios, but I still kind of suck in human form because foreshortening and all that. Yeah, it gets pretty challenging. Lizendi says, has John been on for a while? 30 minutes right now. Right on the dot. So let's take a look at this guy. Cool. All right, let's copy him over. Edit, transform, flip horizontal. And right about there. And smash that together a bit. Okay, kind of got a small chest there. Let me see if I can fix that. It's like his rib cage or like his pectorals don't have much definition, like they collapsed or something. He's been working his abdominals too much. They dwarfed his pecs. Gotta flex the pecs, dude. Yeah. I agree with you there, Rudy. From this perspective, it looks like Robotnik's anatomy. Yeah, he was looking a little kind of a potbelly-ish. I think it could have something to do with the way his abs were drawn.
The way he drew his abs.
Turbo says, "Don't even try say my name. It's really dumb stuff. I'm not even Russian for real." Oh, oh man, it's got a lot of characters I'm unfamiliar with in there. But are you around that area? Just wondering. Don't have to answer that. Okay, let's try this again. Transform, flip horizontal. There we go. That's a bit better. Go ahead and flatten that. I am the Eggman, that's what I am. I am the Eggman, I got the master plan. I am the Eggman, that's what I am. I am the Eggman, I got the master plan. All right, guess we can do another one. Perhaps I'll do one from a low angle. So it's going to be a low angle. Draw the vanishing point at the bottom. Straight up. Or did I'm getting all my words mixed up. Drawing from a high angle. I feel like I said low angle. I'm pretty sure I misspoke there. So if you're going to draw something from a high angle, the vanishing point is going to be toward the bottom. If you're going to draw something from a low angle, the vanishing point's going to be toward the top. Just hope I don't confuse nobody's there. So I'm going to draw like this flat horizontal line for the feet. And I'm going to go ahead and just rough in a foot right here. And I'm just going to kind of build from there. Get the knee. The tibia and the fibula. Oh wait, hold on. Kind of getting a little way off to the side there. Okay, and judging from that, I'm gonna do like a horizontal here, and another horizontal right there, and then ellipsis, random ellipsis for the hip, the pelvic bone, roughing in the top of the femur, and I got a message somewhere. Whoops. I don't want to speak too soon, so I won't. Again, this just a reminder to all those watching. This Photoshop file will be available for download on my Patreon once I get this video posted. So check out my Patreon and you will get this this Photoshop file download to help you out with your learnings. Okay, I'm gonna rough in the pelvic bone a little bit more. I feel like it's not quite clear enough. Okay. Okay. There we go. What I really want to focus on is the iliac crest, which is the protruding part of your hip bone right on your waist. And at the end of the iliac crest, when it loops around to the front, that's where some of your, like one of your leg ligaments, that's the word I was looking for earlier, ligaments, where one of the ligaments is connected, and that wraps around your quadriceps on your legs here. But I should save that for when I'm drawing the muscle structure and whatnot. Just felt I needed to detail the pelvic bone a little bit more. Okay, as we're getting higher, just going to rough in the rib cage. And we have the opening of the top of the rib cage. And since this is a kind of like more or less an extreme angle. Let me pull that in a bit more. This pot too. Sweet. There's the shoulder, like more or less lining up the shoulder with the rest of this body, kind of keeping in line with the perspective. And right here, on top of this shoulder bone, is where the clavicle is going to swoop down and connect to the sternum right around here. And again, like the sternum has this somewhat of a business tie shape to it. Hold on, I got another message. Oh, sweet. Horn Pariah. Yeah, I see you, Horn Pariah. I see you there. What's up, Horn Pariah? Glad you could make it. Wonder where Nosnoric HC is. Nosnor HC. I think he's the one who suggested... Yeah. I think Nosnor HC is the one who suggested the... Yeah. I think he's the one who suggested the human anatomy perspective. Okay. So at the top here on the shoulder, where the clavicle wraps around, it kind of like connects to the shoulder blade, which swoops down back here somewhere. So just rough that in. But it doesn't need to be too detailed. I'm sure I'm kind of like drawing it a bit off, but just drawing it here. To just show that, because it's going to be eventually covered with by human anatomy and skin and muscle and all that good stuff. All right, I'm gonna rough in a skull a little bit. All right. Okay, let's sketch in the humerus. Oh, you know what? Drew this rib cage too wide. Like just as wide as the... There we go. And the bottom of the rib cage, I'm gonna gauge that it's right about there. So that's where the humerus is gonna end, going down to the forearm, the radius, and the ulna. Why is it's the forearm bones that I'm so quick to just like, oh yeah, that's the radius on the ulna. But like fucking every other bone, I'm like, fuck, shoot, I don't know, the humofamiliar ulnus, I guess. Like I keep having to refer to my Atlas of Human Anatomy for the Artist book, and it's like for every other bone except for the forearm bones, which are the radius and the ulna. uh, yes, the unfamiliar ulnus bone. That's what it's called. Yeah. Oh, I think I drew that a little too low. Too low and too big. It's like there's no tapering at all the way I drew the radius and the ulna. Doesn't go down in perspective. Right about there, I'd say. Now again, like I didn't do much study on how the radius and ulna connect to the humerus, so this is just a rough rudimentary sketch. If you want to learn more on that, I suggest you pick up some anatomy drawings, sketches, or pick up this Atlas of the Human Anatomy for the Artist book and just do some studies. But yeah, just collect as much like human anatomy reference as you can. Just the skeletal structure, the bone structure, and a few muscular poses, muscle magazines, swimsuit magazines, all that good stuff, and just study. Study, study, study. Oh, that reminds me of something. Um, oh, let me look it up real quick. Um, okay. Let's see if I can get. Oh, shoot! I should just do this. Shitty hell. Here I try to goof off a little bit and like fucking the stream goes dead. Anyway, I just wanted to like fucking pull up a little clip of Golden Boy just screaming, study, 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 study. Well, that joke went out the window. We're doing so well too. That's why I didn't want to say anything earlier. If you remember me saying, it's like I don't want to speak too soon, so I won't. And I just didn't say anything. But the moment, yeah, I tried to like fucking goof off a little bit. I kill the stream. All right. No fun allowed. Oh, that reminds me of this video. Let me pull it up real quick. No. That reminded me of that Charlie Brown cartoon where Snoopy wasn't allowed to go anywhere. Everywhere he tried to go in, I think it was in New York, he was kicked out, only to have a sign posted out front. And each time you saw the sign, just kept saying, "No dogs allowed." But yeah. Instead of showing you that video, I'm just reduced to talking about it. Hey guys, do you remember Charlie Brown? Remember those cartoons? Those were fun, huh? Yeah, I remember those cartoons. Alrighty. Just drawing some random teeth. Those don't really represent teeth at all, but it's not like I'm gonna draw them in a complete piece. But there, yeah. Here is a skeletal structure drawn in a high angle perspective. Let me get down here and draw some better framework for the feet. Lightly erase it so I can just draw these clear for anybody who downloads this file once it's posted. There we go. All right. Now, oh, let's copy this guy over, transform, flip horizontal. Come on, line up better. There we go. There we go. Sweet. Kind of looks a little like his shoulders are arched too high. I'm gonna go ahead and just like this and just kind of, yeah. Whoops. Do some quick adjustment there. All right. That should do. Edit, transform, flip horizontal. Okay. Oh man. Oh, I'm starting to crash. Oh gosh. Oh. Let's open up this rib cage a little bit more. There we go. That's better. That's better. Okay. Now let's get the blue. Oh wow. I might need to take a little break after I'm done with this how to art. Before I start my sketchbook tour, because I feel like a wave of fatigue just washing over me. After all that biking. I forgot to draw ears on the other one. Oh well, nobody will notice. I noticed. Chairboy says, I like his little tie. Looks like a Japanese uniform. Kawaii skeleton. I don't know. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. Kawaii? 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 One of those rare times I wish I were a weeb. More of a weeb. Or does it make me a weeb not being able to pronounce Japanese words correctly? But Cal Arkin says, burning the candle at both ends? Not really. Just had a lot of biking to do today. Lizandy says, let's open up this ribcage a bit more. Artist or psychopath? Can I be both? Call. Oh, no. That's my tired growl. That's like the disapproving Marge Simpson growl. Ah, shit, I'm tired. I am tired. Okay, so we got this side of the face figured out a bit. I think those lips are a little low. Yeah, that's good. That's good. All right. Here I'm sketching in the trapezius, the shoulder muscle. And what's interesting is that the trapezius like connects to the collarbone right here, the clavicle. But where the trapezius ends at this point here, if you carry that line through, that's where the deltoid or the shoulder muscle like comes off of the clavicle. So let's sketch in that deltoid a little bit. And the pectoral muscle tucks under the deltoid and just gets wrapped up in under there somewheres. And there are some neck muscles in here which start here at the ends, or like the, yeah, well, like the end of the clavicle, or the beginning of the clavicle. I don't know how you want to look at it, but where it connects to the sternum here, you got this sinewy ligament that connects to this portion of the clavicle. And there's like a whole tangle of cordy muscles that just go into the neck. But for the most part, this is more or less what you see, which connects to the clavicle at this end, and it wraps around your neck toward the back of your skull, somewhere around here. And it joins your trapezius muscle, which also wraps around to the back of your neck, like right at the base of the back of the skull. And here we have a definition for the shoulder blade, which meets the clavicle here at the top of the shoulder and then wraps around toward the back, behind and under the trapezius. And you have these little indents here where the clavicle begins to shoot off from the sternum. And I like to shade in these indents, like right where the clavicle shoots off of the sternum, and also where the deltoid is tucked under and connects to the clavicle on this end. And again, like I like to shade this part also, like where the trapezius connects to the clavicle on the top end, opposite the deltoid, the shoulder muscle. And the pectoral wraps around toward the front, near the end of the sternum region here. And from the rib cage, you got muscles that kind of dip down a little bit from the rib cage, and that would be like the bottom of your second row of abdominal muscles. There, I said it. I finally said it. Abdominals. Fuck. Abdominals. Ab I don't even know how to say that word correctly anymore. Am I even saying it right? Abdominals? Abominals? Damn it. Damn it, Black Horse. Now I'm confused. And you got your little oblique love handles here that sit on top of the iliac crest, which frame in the the ab muscles. There we go. If you can't say it, just freaking avoid the word completely. And do a little definition for the iliac crest. And this is the ligament that I'm talking about here that connects to the inner corner of the iliac crest here, and it comes down following the femur, and it wraps around the obliques, coming up around the kind of like the rear to the inner side of the knee joints here. And I'm going to go ahead and just draw a little definition of the set of muscles here, the quadriceps, the quads. Gotta work out your quads. Then you have the package here, which we're gonna wrap in a nice little banana hammock. Manamana do 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 do. Manamana do 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 do. Manamana do 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 do. And from the knee here, you got this indentation which follows the curve of the tibia, and you got your calf muscles that bunch up back here, and they both more or less meet right at this joint here, right at the end of the tibia. And on the other side you have your fibula, but you got a cluster of like calf muscles that override that, or just cover that whole bone altogether. And they come and just join here at the joint of the fibula. Draw this little indent. Drawing the toeses. Do 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 do. Do do do. Now I can't get that song out of my head. Thanks a lot, Black Horse. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I should probably get dinner started too, so I'm going to take a little break once I'm done with this here. I said I might get to like a 2-point perspective, but I think we'll save that for another day. So if you guys are down for it, if you want to request it, you can request a continuation of this lesson, and we can get into some 2-point perspective, or even like do some foreshortening, like human anatomy or human body foreshortening, and then we'll do that next week. But someone's got to request it in order, or suggest it in order to make it official. Okay, I guess we'll do the foreshortening then next week. Next week on Johnston Blackhorse, How to Art, we cover foreshortening. I think I drew this deltoid a little too small. You don't want to draw your deltoids too short. It's like sometimes I look at my old art and just realized how small I would draw my deltoids. And like, really, it's like your deltoids, yeah, they start at the top of the shoulder here, but at the tip here on the side of the arm, the kind of like reaches halfway down the length of your arm, like somewhere in the middle of the bicep region here. But yeah, it gets pretty far down there. And when I was younger, when I was drawing, like I would draw the deltoid all bunched up right in this region here. Oh man. But I think a lot of you may have already seen a few examples of that in my earlier sketchbook or sketchbook tours. There we go. There we go. I did it. I said it. Sketchbook tours. Edit, transform, flip horizontal. Hopefully there aren't as many mistakes in this one as there were in the other one, but we shall see. We shall see. All right. Deselect. Hey, that's pretty good. Kind of, well, his legs look a little noodly though. But for the most part, everything's there. More or less. Let's see, what can I do to adjust his legs? They do seem a bit too noodly. You've got noodle legs. Let me just beef up this region a bit more. Geez, bro, do you even lift?
Not with my legs. I was born with dancer's legs. My legs are too fragile.
Let's fix that a little bit before I call this thing done. This guy's been like working out every part of his body except his legs. Oh. There we go. Bigger package too? Okay. Edit, transform, flip horizontal. Yeah, that looks much better. He doesn't his legs don't look as stringy as they did before. Whoops. And fix his package. Package delivered. Thanks, Amazon. I couldn't resist. What's up, Jessica? You made it right at the end. Oh no. Cal Larkin says nice, and Cherry Boy says prime. Yeah, that is a prime package. Free delivery. Sweet. All right. Sorry, Jessica. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna post like a regular schedule on all of my art forum sites on DeviantArt, Fur Affinity, and Ink Bunny, and I'll try to stick to that schedule as much as possible. So I'm gonna have a broadcast schedule for YouTube and for Picardo. So um, look out for that schedule, and again, I'll adhere to it as best as I can, so I can have a more reliable schedule, and people can like actually like check out my streams when I'm actually streaming. So yeah, but this will be it for today's how to art. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and again, once I get this video posted to my Patreon page, this Photoshop file will be made available for download for those who want to download it. And fucking hell, I think I just lost. I don't know if anyone. Damn it! Why is the stream cutting out? Is everyone still there? Can you guys still hear me? Hello? Okay, still here. Don't know what's going on with the stream. Having technical difficulties. I love technical difficulties. Why must he do this? There we go. I think we're back on. But anyway, I hope you guys heard what I said. Once this video is posted to my Patreon, I'll make this Photoshop file available to those who want to download it, and it'll be for free because like all my tutorial videos are free, and this is a new feature. So yeah, if you want to get this file downloaded, just visit my Patreon page and look out for this video once it's posted. So cool. I'm gonna After I end this stream, I'm gonna take a little break because all the biking today just kind of wore me out, and I am feeling it right now. But once I get back up, I'm gonna do another sketchbook tour. So hopefully I won't be down for too long, but keep an eye out, and I shall get back to you guys in a bit. And I thank all those who participated in the chat. It's always a blast interacting with you people. Rudy Hishino, Cherry Boy, Lizendi, Cal Larkin, And Jessica Dogfire. Sorry you got here late, Jessica. But yeah, thanks for participating in chat. It's freaking awesome. You guys, you people are amazing. And to those who check out this video at a much later date, if you want to support the creation of more videos like this, visit my Patreon page. There's a lot of free content there. The link's in the description below. Check out my Patreon. If you like what you see, then consider clicking that Become a Patron button. And if Patreon's not your thing, I also have a GoFundMe account. And so if you want to donate a few bucks here and there, like that link is also available in the description section below. And check out my autobiographical blog because there is a lot of free art there. And a lot of the free art that you see posted there, the full-size resolution scans are available on my Patreon. So that's another reason to become a patron on my site. And I'm also a member of DeviantArt, Fur Affinity, and Ink Bunny. So if you want to follow me and just visit those sites, or if you're a member of any of those sites, you can go ahead and start following me and watching me or whatever. And feel free to send me a note, a comment, a message, and just tell me how I'm doing, or let me know of any suggestions that you have for any future videos, and I'll get to them as soon as possible. So yeah, sweet. With all that said, I shall check you all later, hopefully in a few minutes after I end this stream, just because I got another stream coming and it's going to be another sketchbook tour. So uh, more or less stay tuned and I'll get back to you guys here in a few minutes. So I'll check you in a few minutes. Awesome. Sweet. And bye.